Hey everybody, welcome back to Extra Time. Greg Lawless alongside Shep Messing and Jason the producer. Act 2, Dom Perrignon. We are joined now by the head coach of the Houston Dynamo, Dominic Kinnear. Dom, you have long been the class of MLS as a coach, and it continues this year.
Well, first of all, I just want to say I'm a fan of the show. I like listening to you guys and watching it on the internet. And those words are very flattering, but it's just a job that I really enjoy doing.
Well,
thank you.
Well, you're welcome. So in the last 5 games, though, it's been a little bit of a struggle, just 1, 2, and 2. Are you guys hitting some sort of a wall, you think?
I think we were a little bit. We had a couple of decent games at home with Chicago and D.C., where our first halves were fantastic. And our second halves, I think we were really looking like a different team, you know, physically and a little bit mentally as well. And I think that maybe kind of raised some flags about where we were at. And I think the last couple of games, especially the ones on the road, the game against Colorado really came out flat and never really recovered from that. So I think we did hit a little bit of a wall, and I think this little period of time off has done us a world of good.
Dominic, talk a little bit about, you've won multiple championships without a designated player. You made a big acquisition. Your assessment of Landine and how he's acclimated into the team so far?
Yeah, he's done okay, Shep. He's worked his way in. I don't think he's 90 minutes fit. And it's a difficult thing to do down here, is try and get 90 minutes fit through practice, you know. So we got to try and create some minutes for him. It's unfortunate that he's cup-tied for CONCACAF, because that would be a great opportunity for him to start some games and stretch him as far as we can. And I think Brian Ching and Kai Kamara have done a really good job for us this year. There's a reason why we're top of the table, and they're a big part of that. So it's a good little trio, or throw Dominic Oduro in there, and hopefully we've got a good little setup of forwards, you know. But he's been good. I think he's still trying to figure out the way that we play. It's probably a little bit different than the way he's played at his clubs in Mexico. But I will say one thing, Shep, the kid's got nice feet, he's got good balance, strikes a good ball, and I think he's going to be a good addition for us this year and next year.
Dominic, speaking of the talent on your team, you were missing Stuart Holden, Brian Ching, and Ricardo Clark this week due to the national team commitments. How does that affect your team in terms of preparing for Columbus?
Well, it hurts a little bit, because all three of them are important players in one way or another. I mean, the play involves all three. Your set pieces involve Stewart, and obviously your defensive shape involves all three as well, you know. So I wish, it's unfortunate that these guys can't get the break as well as with the other guys. I think it's maybe needed for them, but obviously they're doing us a good turn by hopefully helping the states qualify for the World Cup at the end of this week, So it's a little bit of a problem, but, a lot of teams go through it. You just have to try and, but the good thing is they've all been with us for 3, 4, 5 years, and they really understand the way we play. So it's just a little bit of brushing up on what we've been trying to do, and hopefully they come back healthy and really motivated to play on Sunday.
Well, Dom, you've created sort of a monster in Stuart Holden. He's becoming an important part of the U.S. team.
We were pretty quietly confident about his season, Greg, when it happened. I think a lot of people raised their eyebrows with us moving Dwayne on, and it wasn't just a swap Stewart for Dwayne. It was other factors involved. But right. I think if Plan A is maybe to move a player on, you hopefully have a Plan B in place. And we were quietly confident Stewart would have a good season. He has, and I think that I think Dwayne's having a wonderful season up in Toronto and making them push for their first ever playoff spot. I think Stewart's been a productive player for us, domestically and internationally. So he's been playing better, I think, each week, and I think he's one of those guys that needs to play, and I think we've provided a pretty good format for him, and he's definitely succeeded. So hopefully he continues to have that success with us and with the U.S. team.
Well, I'm sure you're glad to have him back this weekend against Columbus. Good luck up there in Ohio.
All right. Hey, thanks, guys. Always good talking to you.
Always good. Thank you very much for joining us. That was Dominic Kinnear, head coach of the Houston Dynamo. We're in the midst of a very special week for the U.S. national team, an important week for their World Cup qualifying hopes. Over the weekend, they got a 2-1 come-from-behind victory against El Salvador. And Shep, not the greatest performance from the U.S. team that we've ever seen, but they got the job done.
I'm a big believer that in these games, just get the result. They got the result. Having said that, I thought it was pretty shocking, especially in the midfield, how many times the USA team lost the ball, gave it away, and as a result, put themselves in bad positions defensively.
It seemed like Landon Donovan was the only one who was confident in his touch when he would get the ball and look for a teammate. Of course, on that goal to Josie Altidore, he had nice touches before sending the ball in. But you're right. I think there was a lot of lack of possession and confidence on the ball.
Yeah, I think speaking of lack of confidence, one of the players whose stock is kind of dropping, if you ask me, is Jonathan Bornstein. Bocanegra has shown he can play left back. It's not maybe he's not the ideal left back, but
It's where he plays for his club, though. So
Yeah, I mean, personally, I like him there. I think Bornstein really needs to show something if he's going to continue on this World Cup.
Greg, as a former defender, I mean, isn't that a ball simply that he just has to knock out of play?
Yeah, well, I think he was trying to just knock it forward, and when he went up with his left foot, he's got his confident left foot, and instead he went up, and it went inward as opposed to going outward. Now, whose stock went up, though, Jason?
I think clearly Chad Marshall and Stuart Holden's stock are definitely going up. I think Chad Marshall is pushing himself into the mix, potentially to start. I mean, you got to look at the guy as what is he doing wrong? And there's not much that he's doing wrong in center back.
Well, we'll see what happens now on Wednesday when the U.S. takes on Trinidad, another big game. Trinidad is mathematically eliminated from making it to the top 4. The U.S., if they get a win, they will guarantee a spot in the top 4 of the hexagonal. Shep, what do you think about this game?
I'm very confident about the U.S. team. I think Bob Bradley is getting back Guchanyewu. I think they are happy that they got the result, but not pleased with the performance against El Salvador. I think if they go down to Trinidad, go out, attack the game, they're a better team.
Yeah, they should be able to possess the ball in Trinidad against that team. Trinidad's built more on athleticism. We can hold the ball. Hopefully, we should be able to hold the ball against them. Let's see how that plays out.
Well, the U.S.-Trinidad game is on Wednesday night. It's on ESPN Classic. Maybe Jose Francisco Torres, that guy to hold the possession in the midfield. A quick special announcement before we go. Join us next week on the show where we will be announcing a contest that could win you a trip to MLS Cup 2009. And in Act 3 on Thursday, a carnival of 6-pointers around the league.